Hey, I'm Ethan, and welcome back to a Fun with Electronics video. Today we're going to be covering a very basic overview of the Arduino IDE. We will learn about the purpose of each part of its interface, and how they can be used while you embark on your own Arduino projects. A quick reminder that if you enjoy our content and want to see more about topics ranging from circuit concepts to Arduinos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is completely free and you can unsubscribe at any time. Before I get into explaining the Arduino IDE, it is essential that you have a basic idea of what an Arduino actually is, and how to download the IDE. To learn about these things, feel free to click on our previous two videos in the top left and right of the screen. The video on the left introduces the concept of an Arduino and walks through how to download the IDE, while the video on the right goes more in depth about all the built-in hardware functionality within the Arduino. Now that you have all watched the video and understand the foundational information of what an Arduino actually is, let's open up the Arduino IDE by typing in Arduino into your search bar, and then clicking on the Arduino app button. After waiting a few seconds, you should arrive at this screen. You will quickly notice that there are four major components in the interface. First is the place in the middle where you should be writing all your code. This area should originally contain two starter functions called setup and loop, which I will go over in the next video. Second, you have a row above, surrounded by dark green, that contains 5 buttons which are all vital to each of your projects. The one at the very left is called the verify button, which checks all your code for any errors. The button to its right is the upload button, which you press when you upload code from the IDE to the Arduino itself. Lastly, the 3 buttons on the right are self-explanatory. The new button creates a new window, the open button opens existing projects, and the save button saves your existing code. Third, we have the debug area on the bottom of your screen. It is essentially responsible for giving status updates of whether the code uploaded correctly or if something went wrong. In the latter case, it will usually tell you which part of your code isn't working, so you can go back and fix it. Lastly, we have the top row, which contains tabs ranging from file to help. Since there's so much functionality there, I will only go over the major buttons, so you have enough information to begin coding without getting overloaded. So let's start out in the File tab, where you will find buttons that are generally responsible for opening, saving, or closing files and sketches. The top 5 buttons exclusively have to do with opening files. New opens a completely new window with a base layout. Open opens an existing file, and Open Recent opens a file that you used recently. Then we have Sketchbook, which essentially opens any of your previous files from your Sketchbook folder, which should be within the Arduino folder by default. However, I designated the Projects folder as my default Sketchbook folder. If you would also like to change your default folder, you can go to File, Preferences, and then click on Browse. From there, you can choose an existing folder or create a new one like I have done. The last button responsible for opening files is Examples, which essentially gives you sample code for everything ranging from my LED to servo projects. Feel free to look through the various examples in your own free time, as you may find them useful for your early projects. The rest of the file's buttons are also fairly self-intuitive. Close simply closes the sketch you are in. Save saves your file into the location you specified by using Save As, and Quit closes all Arduino IDE files and sketches. Next, let's move on to the Edit tab. I personally rarely open this tab, as I simply do the corresponding commands. However, for beginners, it may be easier to remember if there's something physical to click on. So I will briefly go over the main commands. Undo simply undoes the last action you took, whether it was writing or deleting something. Meanwhile, Redo just reverses an undo. Copy remembers whatever text you had highlighted, while Cut deletes the highlighted text in addition to copying it. Then Paste outputs whatever you copied using the Cut or Copy command. Next, we have the Sketch tab. These buttons mirror the functionality of the dark green bar, as Verify/Compile makes sure your code can actually run, while Upload also pushes the code to the Arduino. The next tab is Tools, which contains 2 main buttons that you will frequently use. The first is Board, which should be set to the type of Arduino board you have. I'm using an Arduino Uno, so I have it set as such. Then we have Port. Every time you plug in another object, like an Arduino, into your computer, a certain port number is given to that unique object. So when you click on the port drop bar, you will see a port number with Arduino in parentheses next to it, which means you should promptly click on it. The last tab we will go over is the Help tab. As you may have guessed, the buttons here have to do with helping you get started with the Arduino or explaining how to fix bugs in your code. So let's get into the button specifics. The Getting Started button is for people who are having issues downloading the Arduino IDE or getting your first program to run. However, if you would like a more detailed and high-level overview of the Arduino IDE, feel free to click on Environment. Then, if you are having issues with Arduino errors or malfunctions, simply click on Troubleshooting. And if you want an all-encompassing overview of the basic functions and terminology for the Arduino IDE in order to embark on new projects, you can click on Reference. Then, we have the last 4 buttons, which can prove useful but are not vital to the creation of new projects. The first of which is Find in Reference, which allows you to highlight terms like println and go to the reference page for it. Then, we have Frequently Asked Questions, which can answer anything ranging from what open source hardware is, or what an official Arduino is. Lastly, visit arduino.cc just brings you to the Arduino's website, and About Arduino gives you a very short message of what an Arduino actually is. And with that, we're finally done, and you now have access to all the tools and general knowledge to begin creating projects only limited by your imagination. However, before you embark on some of your more complicated projects, I would like to walk you through the process of creating a relatively basic project that demonstrates how powerful the Arduino actually is: a blinking LED. In a few days, I will be releasing another video covering that topic, and if this is being watched after the video's release, its link will be on my right. If you enjoyed my explanation of the Arduino IDE and would like to watch some more content, I would appreciate it if you would like this video and subscribe to the Fun with Electronics YouTube channel. You can also click on the notification bell to get updates on whenever we post a new video. Until then, stay creative and have a great day.